Jon Shimer with the Fatty Vegan. Welcome to the
Hey,
podcast.
hey, thanks for having me on.
You are most welcome and thank you. I know that this has been an extremely busy time for you as you start a restaurant in the middle of a pandemic, which
Yes.
I want to hear the story. Like, what happened? What made you decide to open now?
I mean, basically, it's just kind of a a collage of perfect events that kind of came together. Um, we've been wanting to do me, my wife, and a friend of ours. We've been wanting to do a vegan restaurant for quite a few years now. I travel in the music industry, so I'm always going to like vegan restaurants all around the country and all around the world. And uh, I'm always like, why can't this happen in Ventura? Why can't this happen in Ventura? Every time I go somewhere, I'm like, why can't I have a place like this near me? You know?
Mm-hmm.
And in that sense, we've been working on it for like probably 4 to 5 years. As far
Okay.
as like having the idea, I mean, working on it is a very loose term, but having the idea, throwing ideas around. Candice took a women's business class a couple years ago, which was basically just like it was like a 12-week class that basically help them get together a business proposal for a business. And we use the vegan restaurant as her class project. Uh, so, so in that sense, we kind of had this thing all together, just kind of sitting there, like, like the business proposal,
That idea
research.
that just wouldn't go away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the idea that wouldn't go away. And then the spot that we have the spot that we opened up in is in the same complex as her hair salon, which she
Oh,
cuts hair
okay.
out of.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And she's been in there for like 15 years, and we've been watching this place. This place was it used to be a German deli, and then it became a bratwurst place, like a German German beers bratwurst type deal. Um, never really never really a popping location, as you would say. It's cheap, but it's not popping. uh Anyways, pandemic hit. The person that owns the restaurant that was here is also the barber in this complex. There's a barber shop as well as a salon. uh we know him, and she caught wind that he was trying to get out. And we're very much, for lack of a better term, we are very much like shark in the water type people. you know uh
Hey, Jon, my very first business I ever
yeah,
bought was at somebody that wanted out of it and wanted out badly. That's
yeah,
like perfect opportunity,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. So she came home and was like, hey, we have this chant, this is happening possibly. He's looking to get out. And I'm like, okay. The
And
location
you had
isn't.
in the music business, you had obviously felt the hit from the pandemic, right? I mean,
Oh
was your
yeah,
business
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right. Yeah, so I work in the music industry, and my life just basically stopped one day. You know, I mean, March 12th, I think, was my last show,
wow.
and it was just like in that last week, I was actually supposed so leading up in the pandemic, I was supposed to do a tour that started at the end of March. It was going to be 2 months, and by the end of February, we realized that the tour wasn't going to happen.
Mm.
We had friends that work closely with CDC spots around the country, and they were kind of saying, if you guys go on that tour, every single person in that tour will get coronavirus. And this was before any kind of shutdowns were happening. When everyone's kind of just
Going, what
figuring,
the hell are they
yeah, what
talking
the hell's
about?
going on.
Yeah.
Like we're all having phone conversations, like, and when you're supposed to be gone for 2 months, and then it's all in limbo, you either want to just like pull the plug or say we're going to do it. And there was no chance of us doing it, so we pulled the plug on that. Then my concert promotion company that week of, the month of March was basically just watch it every day, just kind of coming like a wave. And one day it would be, oh, we're limited to 500 capacity in an area, in a room. When they started doing like and then it was down to
Right.
250, 150, and we got our last show in, and then that's been pretty much it. Like, I mean, I don't even have conversations with the people anymore because I'm just like, let's just wait till it comes back.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know. So that happened. My work life like that ended. And I just was doing like I got another job, and then I did a couple of random jobs leading up into this. But
And
so
so then there's this idea, there's this like, okay, golden opportunity to take over this restaurant. Now
right.
you and Candice have been vegans for how long?
I haven't eaten meat in over 20 years.
20 years. Okay.
So
So you knew this would be a vegan restaurant, and why the name The Fatty Vegan? I've been dying to know
uh, um
that.
so we would always, whenever we'd go get food, we'd always be like, what do you want to get? Should we go get some fatty vegan food? And we'd always just be like, kind of like valley girl talk, kind of fatty vegan, fatty vegan. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, what are you eating right there? It's some fatty vegan. That was kind of always just what we called going to get like vegan burgers
Got
and
it.
stuff like
Got it.
that, because
Mhm.
there's that idea that vegan food is just supposed to be this healthy, clean lifestyle, which I agree with. But I mean, vegan.
Broccoli and cucumbers, right?
Yeah, yeah, but I'm vegan. I'm vegan because I believe in animal rights, and
Mm,
I believe in.
me too.
I don't believe that there's a humane way of slitting a pig's throat. To put it nicely.
Right.
Uh, so that's why I'm vegan. So in a sense, like, I'm not really trying to eat. I'm not doing this for a health kick. I mean,
This is this
the
is
health kick that comes along with it is an added bonus.
yeah.
But I'd be down with like some chili cheese fries and shit. You know what I mean? Like, I would be.
Well, you guys
I've
probably
always.
have them now, right?
Yeah, 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 exactly. So I'm so that's kind of how I've always thought, like, I don't do this for, which I have no problem with people that are vegan for whatever reason they want to be.
Mhm, mhm.
But for me it's a different reason. So I want to change the idea that vegan food is this, you have to be a skinny, pale, you know, the quintessential thought.
Boulder vegan,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, the Boulder vegan. Yeah, 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 exactly. But
um, so
I,
so how did you jump in? You have no restaurant experience.
no restaurant experience. I've worked in nightclubs. A few of our spots have kitchens and I'm very much a jack of all trades in my
Mhm.
music industry. Where, like, if you need me to run food out to people's tables, if I need to wipe, you know what I mean, like, whatever needs to get done in spots. But I pretty much have zero restaurant experience. Uh, it was just like I said, it was kind of a perfect storm of just everything coming together and us being like, we don't really have good reasons to say no. I mean, you can always find good reasons to say no to anything in life at a certain, you can be like, well, we're not going to do it because of this.
Right. And
We're
usually
not.
I find the biggest one is fear, right? Fear
Yeah,
is
yeah,
the
yeah,
biggest thing that
exactly.
stops people.
So we, like I said though, but the restaurant here was trying to get done, he was trying to get out, and we gave him what I consider an insanely insulting offer, and he took it. Didn't even have to negotiate. Didn't even have to go back. Like, just took our first offer,
He was
and
ready. He was
I
done.
couldn't have even. I wouldn't have even gone lower than that, because going lower than that would have basically just been like, well, just give it to us,
You're right.
you know.
Why bother exchanging
So
money? Because you were
yeah, yeah.
taking over his lease. You were taking
Yeah,
over the
yeah.
lease,
We were
those kind of things. Yeah.
because yeah, yeah, yeah. Because Candice is in the same complex, so she knows She knows the people, like the
The
leasing
landlord.
agent
Yeah.
well.
Right.
But basically, that's what it was going to be. It was going to be a purchase their business and then take it over and change it. You know, it came with a beer and wine license, which was pretty
Huge.
much the deciding factor of why we were like, okay, we could survive and then hopefully make money on beer and wine when it all, that was our idea. But we got the keys the 1st of October, and again, the reason that we did it was because we couldn't find good enough reasons not to do it.
Mm, I love it.
So, and it
And
was kind of we're very much just like kind of rue the day type people. Like, hey, look, okay, I wasn't planning on doing this, but here's this opportunity. Like I've also had so many opportunities in life that I've learned that it's like doors are going to open at the most inopportune times, and if you don't take that opportunity right then, it might never come back.
yeah, there's a
And then
lot of people sitting around waiting for perfect opportunities.
yeah, exactly. Everyone's going like, "Oh man, I would have done it at this time, but this happened." And it's
And
like,
it's funny, when I started my first business too, it was in the middle of, and I didn't even know we were in a recession at the time, didn't even know what a recession really was. So
yeah,
if I would have known, right, it would have
yeah,
changed the
yeah.
story. So it's just kind of going forward.
Yeah, so and then also another thing that I was thinking, like another reason for us to be starting is, if when we open, I mean, we're basically a takeout window. So if we can open and survive and make money as a takeout window, as everything kind of starts to reopen back up,
Normalize again.
and people's mentality, I mean, everyone is pretty over it, and people's mentality is, I mean, the mentality of what we do with coronavirus is an up and down thing all the time. But I think people are going to be looking for like summertime to just like, I think there's going to be, whether we like it or not, there's going to be some sort of a boom in our economy this summer, just because it's going to be warm and people are going to want to get out,
We're
you
freaking
know?
bored. We're freaking bored.
Yeah, people are bored, and and like again, I'm very much like a safe person. Like I keep my circle small. Granted, I've opened up a restaurant and I've had to see more people than I would care to now,
Mhm.
but I keep it very small, very away from everybody, and I'm over it. You know
Mm.
what I mean? So like I get it that people are over it and they want to do stuff and
Yeah.
they want
A
to
year
kind
is a
of like,
long time.
well, it's after a certain point there has to be a management of it. It's like I for lack of a better way, I've kind of referred to it as like an alcoholic. Like an alcoholic can't close down the bars because they can't drink. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So okay, so as time's gone on, and like now we're a year, it'll be a year and a half by the time summer comes around. That has given you enough time to either be like, you know what, I just don't want to go out. I'm not going to put myself in that danger, or go get a vaccine so you can go out, or be safe when you go. You know what I mean? It's like now it's like you're given chances, or you're given different avenues that you can approach this, as opposed to the typical like, oh, we're just going to sit at home and
Right.
wait.
Wait it out. Yeah, I think. And knowing that there's more control happening around it too. There's an adult in the
Yeah.
White House, those kind of.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's how crazy has this last month been, of just like waking up every morning and just going like, like I don't feel like the world is going to end
Yeah, shit's getting
today.
done. What's happening here?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like, oh my God, I can actually like focus on like things in front of me and
It's
not
like
have
my
this like,
life.
not yeah, 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 yeah. Not have this like thing beating on the back of my head of like, oh my God, like
What's
what
going
is
to
Trump
happen
doing?
next? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, what am I
Um,
gonna? I haven't checked Twitter. I haven't checked Twitter in like 2 months. It's a
yeah, it's
beautiful,
great.
beautiful
It's
thing.
awesome. It's a beautiful place to be.
Uh-huh.
I think something that really has been fabulous in all of this that I want our listeners to hear about is, so you did this, you opened your doors, And what happened? Tell us what happened on
Uh,
opening day.
so we opened on January 20th, which was a Wednesday. We opened and we sold out of food our first day. We sold out of every piece of food that we had. We had an hour-long wait just to place an order for
And
our
it wasn't
first.
because of inefficiencies, right? I
No,
mean,
no, no, no,
yeah,
no. It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
once you get in, you got your food within 15, 20 minutes.
Mm.
But there was just a lot, and it's COVID time, so you can't you have to let everybody in one at a time and everyone's spaced apart. But we had the first week was we would open the doors and there'd be 20 people in line,
Wow.
and that was cool because it's like I I assume I have my finger on the pulse because I think I do, but also maybe I don't,
Well,
so you never know. You always have
right,
that
right.
cast of doubt,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
You don't
and
know
there's
till you know.
so, but yeah, we sold out of food. That was good. It's been good ever since. We've hired 10 people.
Wow.
We have 10 people working with us, and I don't know what we were expecting because again, I'm not a restaurant guy. My other partner
You
is.
weren't you weren't a restaurant guy.
I
You
wasn't
are
I
now.
wasn't a restaurant guy. Now I am.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been good. It's been a learning experience. So
So let's talk about that pulse you talked about for a moment. And I think because what I see with small businesses is that it's that pulse they seem to miss out on. They get so into their head about the business that they're not looking at outward and that magical word called marketing,
yeah,
which is essential. And I think it's something that you have a really good, what would you call it? I mean, I think you're just intuitively good at marketing,
right,
right?
yeah. I mean, I do think that I do think I know what people like. I'm very much into keeping up to date with pop culture and listening to people and seeing kind of what's happening. I've definitely taken the mentality of I don't have to understand it to know it's important, or I don't even have to like it to know that it's a thing that needs to be paid attention to.
Well, and even in this short time, you've got like 4,000, almost 4,000 Instagram
Yeah,
followers,
yeah, we got almost 4,700.
4,700. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, yeah, 4,700, and we announced the Instagram page December 12th or something like that.
Wow.
So we got
And
4,600.
what do you claim that success to? Like what?
Um, I just again, like with me being a concert promoter
Mm.
and just having, being with bands, I when I travel with bands and I tour with bands, we're just constantly talking about ways to engage with people, especially in the internet era.
Right. Right.
And you're always looking at other people, what they're doing. And I'm very much a person that I look at what somebody else does and I go, oh, that's a good idea. And I tweak it or I change, and make it my own in a sense. But it's all about just listening to people and
Mm.
understanding what they want and not turning it into something about yourself.
I love it. I love it. That is a great one.
Not turning it into. There's so many people that when you have conversations with people and someone talks, everyone intuitively tries to turn it into, well, that reminds me of this time that I did this, and you know what I mean. And you're like, and all of a sudden you're talking about this example that they're talking about, and you're like, that's not even what I was talking about, but that's how you connect to it, and it's all about you, and we just need to listen to the other people and you'll kind of understand what they want, not make it about yourself.
Yeah. I always think about it as like, I see a lot of people just throwing, like, they'll throw up a post and walk away. And it's like, yeah,
Yeah,
no, that's not really
yeah,
how.
yeah. That's one big thing that I've been very, very anal about is I try to remain engaged with everybody. Like if anybody comments, I try to reply. Anybody sends us a message, I just thank them for the message. Anybody reposts us, I repost it, and then I thank them for reposting us. You know, I'm very much like, I understand that that little bit of connection goes a huge long way
It
in
really
terms
does.
of people feeling comfortable with what you're doing.
You know, I was this morning, I was reading your Google
Mhm.
reviews, which you have some very nice
Okay.
ones. But this one
Yep.
that really just, which made me LOL, was all the staff were over the top nice as can be, and the owner was cool and gave good suggestions. The only thing I can say is that this is probably isn't a good place to take your church group for lunch.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I thought I was. So
Because music
yeah.
is very much a part of your
Oh yeah, yeah,
restaurant.
yeah. It's definitely when you come in, we have music playing somewhat loud. I have uh all the stuff in here is all my personal stuff, just that I have in the garage. And I have tons and tons more of it. But it's all just like show posters, concert posters. We have a guitar that we've had band members starting to sign as they come in.
Oh, nice.
You know, it's kind of like a little punk rock, hard rock cafe, as we
Now, do you
call it.
think at some point you guys will have live music? Do you think that that will ever
I
be a
mean,
part of it?
I kind of always gravitate towards that, and I always end up having that kind of stuff. I mean, I would like to. I have a big parking lot as
Oh,
well, so I could put stuff out there. Like, again, it's I have ideas. It's just like we have a big parking lot. I want to do a drive-in movie at our parking
oh,
lot. You know, stuff like that. Just I like to create events. I like to have reasons for people to get together. So I don't see this being any different than any other place except for COVID stopping us. And you
right.
know, I'm very
Or
much
slowing you down. I don't think
well,
COVID's going to stop
it's
you.
funny because yeah. Well, because people will message us and call us and be like, so so you guys are you guys gonna have concerts like soon? And I'm waiting just as much. It's not up to me, you know. Like it's not up to me, and it's not. And even though like when stuff comes back, I would
Well,
probably
and
want.
you know, the nice thing, John, is that it gives you time to really get
Yeah,
your arms around the restaurant piece before the creative part of you goes, wow, let's.
yeah. Well, and that's the thing. It's like we've been able to. Like I said, right now we're just a takeout window, so we've been able to really like focus on getting the kitchen going and making sure the kitchen just pumps out good food and making sure that everybody's doing what we want them to do. And then we can kind of now we have outdoor dining, so which is no different on our end, except people can take their to-go food and sit outside. We don't give it to them in a different plate. We don't
Got
do anything different. We just now have tables and a tent outside,
nice.
which was cool because for the first time this weekend was the first time we could actually hear people that we don't know enjoying the food and eating it and like talking about it. There was one guy that was sitting there eating and he just was calling his friends, telling him how good it was. Like,
That's
bro, you
awesome.
won't believe this place. The setup is all cool. The decor, you know, is like it's cool to hear. You know, again, I think I know, but until I hear that kind of stuff, I'm
Mhm.
always gonna, you know, question myself. I don't want to sit around and think that I'm just like, oh, I know everything. You know,
I did
I don't
it.
want to be able to.
Yeah.
I
But
did
3
it.
days down
I
the
did it.
road.
I know everything.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a constantly learning type person. You know,
Good.
I'm always, you know, I'm asking my kids what memes mean all the time. Like last night, actually. So I've been with Fatty Vegan. I've been making a bunch of memes. It's been like my getaway, and so I'm like, oh, cool. I can make memes around Fatty Vegan. I've never had a reason to make memes or like may have them make sense to me. So the other day, I was looking through my meme generator thing, and all of a sudden I'm starting to see this chalky milk thing. I'm like chalky milk, chalky milk. It's like everything's chalky milk this, and I'm like, and I go, Parker. I'm like, the hell is chalky milk all about on these memes? And he's like, and he goes, Baby Yoda calls it chalky milk. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I made a meme that was like, chalky milk? No. Vegan chalky milk. Yeah. So it's like, I'm constantly learning. And in that sense, I learned something and I was like, okay, cool. I don't know I don't really understand why this is funny, but everyone thinks it's hilarious. So I'm going to jump in and do it.
Fantastic. And
So,
it's one of the greatest gifts of an entrepreneur. I mean, I'm still learning after 35 plus years of running my own show, so
yeah.
it's ongoing.
Yeah. If you're not learning, you've gone, it's
You're
time to
not,
retire.
you're not growing.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, but yeah, but it's been
um,
good. The restaurant's doing good. Yeah.
and I think the most important thing is the food is absolutely delicious. I mean, I am bummed you are so far away, and I don't think we've even mentioned
Yeah.
this, but you're in Ventura. When are you going to open up a Fatty Vegan in Boulder?
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Let's open
It
one
would
up.
be, it would be,
I'm,
it would be
I'm
great.
sure it could do. I mean, I've had friends. I mean, at this point, nothing is off the table, you know?
Yeah.
So we got a cool concept. Uh, people are into it. And, I mean, we have leopard print floors, it's kind of cool. So it's pretty cool that it's cool seeing like people come in and be like, man, we've been waiting for so long to come here. And I'm like, we've been open for a month. But in this day and age, that's
That's a long time,
they've been
right?
sitting there looking at it on their phone and they're like, we're finally here.
Nice. So
So
you built the momentum. You really had the momentum built for it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, and plus, just like again, the fact that we're one of the only shows in town really helped us, and the fact that no one is doing what we're really doing in an
And the
area
vegan,
where I mean, in Ventura,
delicious vegan food. And
just
as we
yeah,
talked about earlier, right? Before
yeah.
the recording, and we talked about how but you did hire a classically trained chef
Yes,
to come
Well,
in.
he's one of my best friends. We were never gonna do this without him.
Mm.
He
Now, is he
was
one of
the
your three partners? He's you,
he's one
Candice,
of the
and
three part. Yeah, me,
okay,
Candice, and Sean. Yeah,
okay.
he's a partner, and he's the one. I mean, he's been working in the Hilton. He's working at this place, the Ranch House here. He knows what's up.
He knows
He
flavor. Yeah.
Yeah, he knows flavor. He's very, very anal about it, and I'm okay with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
It's
there's
important.
times when I'll be like, man, that's a little much. Like, just like how he's acting sometimes. But I'm like, but he gets the job done, and I'm like, well, that's how you got to do to get the job. You know what I mean? Like, that's how some people are, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. So
Yeah.
he does a really, really good job, and we couldn't have done this without. We wouldn't have done it without him. So
Cool.
because our dynamic works so well in the fact that it's the three of us. We've all known each other for 20 plus years.
Mm.
We're all super close. We all can yell at each other and be
It's
okay with
important.
it
Yeah.
at the end
Yeah.
of it. You
Yeah.
know, it's
Very
not
cool.
about how we get along. It's about how we fight and how we make it.
How you get through it.
Yeah, exactly. So
um, well, awesome. I am so delighted for you. And any final words that you want to share with our listeners about, somebody who's got an idea, a dream that they want to bring to life, maybe even in a situation like yours where they lost the career path they thought they were headed on
yeah,
because of COVID.
I mean, my big thing is just never give up on something that you want to do, no matter how small or big it is, because once you set your mind to something and you actually accomplish that, the things that go on in your brain that make it easier to do it the next time is important. And be don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to be wrong. Don't be afraid to make the wrong decision. Just identify that it was wrong and move on. At that, like, I would say that's the biggest thing is uh, owning, accepting, and understanding that uh, what is it? Understanding that failure is gonna happen. You know, failure is gonna happen. It's gonna be a thing. So
Definitely.
don't be afraid to fail. So
Cool words. All right, my friend. Thank you so much.
thank
And
you.
I can't wait to get to Ventura, get through this
Yeah,
COVID
yeah,
thing,
yeah.
get to Ventura. I'm looking
Yeah,
forward.
come on up. It's a lovely 65 degrees today and sunny outside.
Yeah. Sounds good. Thanks, John.
Thanks.